Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear us and that you could hear that beautiful good evening, introduction video that Ratrik kindly provided for me. Hello, my video was off for a moment and now it should be okay. Hi, Mikkel.
Hi.
So
Lovely to see you again. Not that I haven't seen you for all the time for the past I don't know how many months.
yep.
Yep, it's been busy.
Vector's here, Simon's here. It's as haphazardly.
Oh, your sound. Oh, you're back. Okay.
My sound was broken. Yeah, that may
Yeah,
be.
just shortly, but you're fine. I think.
Okay.
All right.
And now I can see a lot of stuff. Mic broke. Audio F. So is that me or is that you? Popping sounds.
Popping sounds are Mikkel.
Am I popping?
Yep. And now all sorts of weird stuff. So
Why always when you go live? Why?
yeah, we'll figure it out. That's the standard I was talking about. Is it okay now?
They say it's good.
They say it's good.
Now.
Okay.
Cool.
Whew, because I had audio issues with OBS on my machine over here, which I thought I fixed. So yeah, that could also be me. Yes, works. Okay, so for those who do not know me, I'm Pavel. I'm a software developer, but I like to do parts in the evenings instead of sleeping. Mikkel. Hi, Mikkel.
Hi. Yeah, I'm a software developer too, and I like things that go brr, I guess. I'm the developer of RatOS and part of the Rhetoric dev team, same as Pavel and Mark, who's going to be on later. I don't know. I don't see his face yet, so I guess it's going to be on later.
And we have Mark with us here today, who was also helping with this release. Hi, Mark.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm a computational physicist and actually also software developer. So I think I fit in this round, and I'm as Mikkel in the dev team of Rhetoric in the enhanced dev team, like not the core one. And yeah, I'm here to tell people when they are wrong. Actually, I just try to give some input and some basic thoughts on mechanisms and some stuff like that.
I like things to go burr. Put that on a shirt, Mikkel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these two caused me a lot of headaches and a lot of extra work to do, which you'll see in a moment, which is good. Mark, are you German? They're asking.
Right. Of course. I can't deny it. I'm sorry. Germans always have an accent.
So yeah, there was a lot done. They made me do even more, so we can thank them as well. They're pushing me to not to stick to my good enough standard, right? And yeah, let's jump into EVA 3.0. The first thing you need to know is like 12 kVats with this release, because the first one is that the video that you saw was created when there was a major flaw in the design. And now it's gone, so we fixed that. We win a few things with it, like a lot of cross section with the cooling, right? For the cooling inlet, so we can.
It still looks almost the same.
It still looks different. Yeah. So the cooling changed a little bit, but the principles are the same. The biggest changes are what you can see It is, and we'll go into detail into more detail, going through all the components, let's say, in a moment. But first the KVAS, right? So I don't have all the horrends that we had on EVA 2 yet. So I guess make a poll on Discord and vote which one should be first to create, and I'll like chop them into smaller increments and add those by and prioritize in this way. So like Revo, it's almost there, but I know a few people ask about Revo, so they're going to be there soon. Right now it's yeah, BMO, Mosquito, Nova, and Rapido. So they will come. Drives, got rid of all the front heavy ones. Those are not going to be on EVA. It doesn't feel right. BMG is there kind of by accident because Mikkel forced me because he had he needed one to test. Revo High Flow, please. Yep. So yeah, make that poll. That would be the best to make that poll on Discord, and then I'll do almost all of them, and that in a moment, almost all of them in that priority. What else? Yeah, drives, cooling inlets. I guess yeah, that's one thing. The other thing is that for Vricor 3, if you cut your belts super tight, you need to order more belts. So be sure to remember that because it's not written anywhere. I will publish the files and the documents page in like in the 30 minutes after this. What else?
Yeah, chat has a
Yeah.
good clue already. They're saying heat inserts.
Yeah, so there's every part. Let's jump into parts and maybe I'll remember and you guys remind me or comment or stop me when I'm being stupid
Right.
about something. So let's go to the document. I hope you can see. Yeah, you don't need the text, I don't think. Yeah, let's do this. The link will be public. So there's like so that everybody understands.
Ah, you fell out again.
Yeah, your audio died. You could hear the chitter and then it died. So Mikkel, your best songs, sing them now. I stopped myself when he said, you stop us. I was almost about to sing Stop in the Name of Love.
Yeah, time for bad jokes, I guess.
I wonder if people can hear us. Or if we are just talking together.
No, it sounds like I checked the stream. It sounds like they can hear us. It's just Pavel's mic is dead.
Okay.
I guess we can just fluff a bit in the meantime.
Yeah, I think so.
So obviously, like all of this stuff is Pavel's I don't know, vision, dream, work. And I've been working a lot on the. Sounds like something's happening now.
Is it noise?
White noise.
Yeah, it's completely over amplified now. Yeah, but
1 2 1 2. Too loud?
Yeah, it sounds better now.
A little bit on the loud side.
1 2 1 2.
Perfect.
Sorry about that. So yeah, it's probably, you know what it is? It's probably the tea I spilled on the USB ports, and now probably everything that's the audio thingy from the headphones that I had on the USB, that probably I need to do something with the USB or the motherboard, or
Great.
great, yeah. All right. Sorry about
Could think of that.
yeah. It's like, yeah, T does something with electricity. Yeah, okay, that should be better. I'm not connected directly to the sound thingies in my PC. That's a technical term, by the way. Okay, so Eva, the core of it, right? So the top, the bottom, which has the integrated duct right now, kind of still on the fence with it. Don't know, right? It's kind of easy to change, not as easy as it was before, but since all of the printability issues that people had kind of went with this this approach, because it's bigger, so there's more area. You don't need to print with a brim like I had to, so it should not provoke the any slanting when you're printing it, so it shouldn't end up below your nozzle, and then I had to produce like a high, wide, whatever, low variants. So we hope that will be easier. The bottom parts as they are right there. So I like made the base, and then Mikkel and Mark took them like outside and fiddled with them, and incrementally like made them better and better, as we saw on the benches, right? So yeah, the back is separated from the cooling inlet. Right now, cooling inlets is like a separate component, which we'll go into in a moment. And the back, as usual, is specific to the motion system, so Cartesian or Core XY. You choose that depending on what you have. The cable holder is the same screw spacing, if I remember correctly. You bolt everything in from the back, and they go straight to the front face. The universal face is a new piece, as you can see. It was a lot easier because EVA 2 kind of suffered from the its inheritance from EVA 1, which was kind of designed around V6. So all the spacing, what I did there, I put V6 in Onshape, a model of it, and kind of worked my way around it. And now it's 2022, so that had to change. So I started with something different. Those are now much smaller, right? So working through them produced a much more resilient base, I guess. No V6 as of yet. I will probably still fit it, but yeah, the product of that exercise is much different. We'll go to the hot end part in a moment, but yeah, the belt mechanism is much, I hear, better.
Much better, yeah.
It's easy to install now.
Yeah, it's much easier to both
take it
install and adjust.
Take it from people that did it like 20 times now.
Yeah, it's much better now.
Yeah, so you feed the belt through here, and the belt is attached to, with, as you can see, the clips over here. Whatever the orientation of the belt is, really, it's only one on the V-core, but
Let me
They
just,
say we're too
pause you.
silent.
Yeah, I think you accidentally turned down our volume when you tried to lower yourself.
you are too silent.
Yeah, me and Mark apparently are too silent.
Can you see something now?
Testing.
now you talk double the loudness. You usually do that. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's the dumb part about it. This should be good. Is it better now?
Yeah.
They say better.
Why do you get the chat quicker than I do?
I don't know.
Can you even hear them at all?
Yeah,
Yeah, it seems to be right now. So
yeah.
I think we can continue.
They
Sorry.
all saying it's better. So
Okay.
moving on.
All right. 20% more, 50% more. I'll try.
Okay.
It
better. Bit low.
OBS operates in decibels, so I added 2, whatever that is.
Yeah, don't add 80 decibels, please.
That's not good. 3 is double. Correctly.
Okay, so yeah, so we go from here. The probe mount, that's important. The probe mount is now on the universal phase, so it doesn't change when you change the hot end. Which is like, this whole thing is like a quality of life improvement for me. When I disassemble and assemble EVAs a lot, I kind of first addressed everything that was bugging me about doing that with my builds. Yeah, so we have and this is the probe being on the side over here is like a product of that. ADXL is mounted in a different place, not on the shroud. That was also on the EVA 2. It was added like afterwards, right? Before RRF, which stands for RatRig firmware, was added. Yeah, we were trying to summon Mikkel today with a lot of jokes that
running around in my garden.
Yeah. A lot of jokes about that, but yeah, the probe is attached on the side. Different variants you already saw: heat inserts versus hex nuts. So I was locked in the basement and forced to add heat inserts. So that's every part that is produced first in hex nuts in mind, because those are bigger, and then kind of in post the hex nuts are being removed and added afterwards, the holes for heat inserts. Those specific heat inserts that should be more available than the other ones, right? Or not. There is a specific link, I guess. The same heat inserts that Lev used, I guess. Right?
Yeah, it's 4.6 OD. Will work up to 5 millimeters out of dimensions.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and by which size hex nuts? The M3 ones.
Yes, did everything M3. M2.5 doesn't make much sense, to be honest.
They're still complaining that we're too low.
I can shout. Let the German out in me.
Yeah.
I added 1 more decibel.
Oh, okay.
Try 3.
Try 3.
Yeah, I just tested before. That seems closer.
Added.
It's hard that we can't hear it ourselves.
Okay.
It's a really long feedback loop through the users.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's stopped completely showing that you're speaking.
Yeah, I don't think I think you're not adjusting us, because I just checked the live stream and it sounds no different than before. Maybe lower yourself.
Lower myself, okay. I'll lower myself and everybody ups the volume on the stream.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, yeah. I can go a little bit higher with my microphone as well, but I think it's starting to overshoot then.
Call an IT guy, Dennis.
Yeah, apparently Mark is still a bit low.
Hello everybody, how is it right now?
Is it better now?
Is it better now? Oh yeah, better.
Okay, can you hear me as well? That would be nice.
That worked fine. 3 software engineers at work. Yeah. I
can't do anything. I'm just sitting here.
I have all my screens busy. I cannot Google the solution, which we do.
That's the definition of a software engineer.
Yeah.
Professional Googler.
Yeah. Apparently, I'm still silent. I don't know.
Mark still is quiet. We are happy now.
Mikkel, can you hear me in the audio conference?
Yep, it's fine.
So
there.
It's not on my side.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay. Then it's out of my hands.
Okay, let's just assume
I can move a bit closer. That's better.
Because if I touch something the wrong way over here and it will like burst, then
Yeah, I just talk a little bit louder then, and it's
This will
fine, I
be-
guess.
This will be like half EVA presentation and half technical difficulties.
yeah.
Yeah. Now let's try to get something done, I guess.
Okay. Mark has to sing. Yeah, we'll share a video later.
No, you won't.
That's the giveaway. All right.
Okay, I don't mind.
All right.
Yeah, you want.
Let's do just go on. Yes. To the point of what's going on over here. Heat insert. Yeah, sorry. I'll just stop listening to technical difficulties, and it's going to be stored in history like that. The history of YouTube. Heat inserts are also there. I was forced. Those are every part is suffixed with an FI, which is fantastic inserts, short for. So the core is basically always the 4 parts. Yeah, okay, 5 parts. The cable mount is here as well, apparently. So you have the core, hex, Cartesian. You kind of should get the point, right? Moving along. Yeah, the front is a part of the core, the top as well. There's only one top with one end stop, and this is a compatibility issue because it's a little bit higher than it was before. So we need to there's just the end stop blocks, the X end stop blocks to be figured out. So I will make something to make it work. Yeah, they found a stupid heat insert folder. Is somewhere over there. The bottom I explained, I think. The backs, the horns. Okay, so the horns, this is or should be fancy. So this is BMO. Let's look at, I don't know, Rapido. They are all in the same kind of this cavity of the universal front. Is it's a standard on its own, right? So you can fit those heat block hot end parts in there. They all provide this one little small flimsy hook for the wires if you want to go up. If not, you can use the back zip tie thingy. And what's most important about this is that there are just 4 screws from the sides to access it to change the hot end.
And it
And
comes.
it's much more stable than before.
Now your audio dropped out again.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna continue a bit while
Yeah.
Paul figures that out. Yeah, so it's much more stable than before, like a lot more. Especially the Rapido on the EVA 2.4 had some wobbly issues. That's gone now, so that's very nice. And yeah, you can just remove those 4 screws and you can take out the hot end with the fan and everything. So it makes it fairly easy to hot swap hot ends.
Yeah, and it stays in place without the screws, so installation is really easy. You just snap it in, and then you can put the screws in afterwards, and you don't have to hold it like by screwing and stuff like that.
That's really really a nice quality of life feature, actually.
Yeah. Especially for people changing a lot.
Yeah, definitely. That is a nice improvement.
Yeah, and I think that's basically about the hot ends.
Yeah, there's not much more to say about those, I guess. There's a bit more space than before,
Right.
so it should be easier to add other types of hot ends. I know that maybe the HIC is a possibility now. The Dragonfly
Yeah.
wasn't before, so
And then
that's
there's
nice.
the other one.
Yes, the other one. Waiting for Paul.
Can you
Super loud again.
You're super loud again now.
Yeah, it's because we're on the same. Like audio channel in my system.
Oh,
So this is going to be a major disaster overall.
awesome.
So you can hear them through my mic channel for some reason. And then because I'm so loud, it reduces the volume of the mic.
Ah, okay. That's... Oh no.
He's bad. Okay, so is it just on the call or is it live as well?
Yeah, that's the question. Audio is fine, don't worry about it, they say. So it's just in our conference, I guess.
Is it okay for you guys? Simon, can you tell us if it's okay?
Perfect.
Perfect. Yep.
So
it's
the
fine.
question is it perfect because we are the same level, or does he just not want to hear us?
Sounds good right now. Okay, I'll try to speak in the same manner, and it dropped just when I was talking about the most exciting thing, to me at least. Yeah, as Mikkel said, it's accessible, it's more stable. We don't need the flimsy support parts, which were hard to print and maintain. Really, it was super hard to make them work. So now those are the chunky blocks. All the air, we control the air, we control the mounting. Again, heat inserts and hex nuts as they are. Rapido, Mosquito is there, Nova is there, BMO, and it starts crackling again. So all the parts should be here. Those are exported, will be deployed with everything else. Dragon, drama, which let's not make it a drama. I will not officially support Dragon. My decision, right? Kinda end of story, if I can put it this way. Revo, not yet. Due to my own personal principles, no, I will try to predict accusations. Slice did not have anything to do with it. If you want, you can talk to, I don't know, Mikkel, if you want to hear a side of that story, right? Because we were kind of in both camps, but in different camps, right? When it goes to it, yeah, we agreed that it's something I want to do, so I want to do, but it means that there's no support from me. I did provide all the means for you guys to have the support if you want the support then. Like in any other way. For Dragon, it's just not going to be a main thing in my ideal world, and it's like the premise is that I think it's stupid that one can patent a specific usage of a metal tube, if I understand it correctly, but it is what it is, and those are the rules I want to follow. The other dragon, the ultra high flow dragon, right, that doesn't infringe on that patent.
Yeah, they use titanium screws instead of standoffs.
So when I get
but it's just not out yet. It's
when I get my hands on that, I will, if that's okay, then I will put that on the platform. If you put it high on the priority list, or when it comes, the other stuff I talked about. Make a poll on Discord.
I actually heard something interesting about that one today. They're using a titanium heat break.
Yeah, that's great news.
Yeah, it is. so it might actually work fine with the carbon fiber filament. So yeah, little sidetrack. Go on.
Okay. The drives, LGX. Yeah, just like let's go move over from the patents, all that fun, all that stuff. I really don't want that to overshadow the release, as it is, even with a broken live stream. Sorry about that. I'm going to feel guilty a lot. But take it to Discord or something, make a channel over there, and maybe repeat what was already talked about so many times over there. If I may ask you that, please go and do that. The drives, that's the second. If I can move on, or else I don't know if we wanna
move on.
Yeah. Takoto support. Yeah, you guys keep asking for the hot ends. Do that Discord thingy, please, or maybe
we can discuss this on Discord in
Meet,
a couple of days, I guess.
Mitsuma, maybe you can make a poll on the EVA channel or something like that, and we can put Takoto over there as well. I like to have with drives not so much, but with hot ends I like to have them in my hands to be able to. It's easier to work with for me, at least when I have more than just a model of it. So I would like to have my hands on it, even for just a moment, to be able to work on it, on either one of them really. So yeah, drive, LGX Lite, Orbiter 2, Orbiter 1.5. I'm not even sure if it's probably not even sold anymore. But yeah, if you guys have one lying around, you can use it just fine. BMG comes with a caveat that the cable mount doesn't fit perfectly, so there's like go through Onshape and you'll find a different cable mount for it. Over there is probably not described the best. And the thing with drives, that's a major improvement as well. You don't have to take the whole carriage off anymore, because it's a separate part from the top, which is huge. Everybody who did that with their EVAs right now, I hope will appreciate the thought put into this. Sherpa Mini and Micro will be supported. Do the same thing with the poll, and I'll add all the support, especially the ones that are missing from the previous version. The drives, yeah, you can post build kinda put them on. You may need to take the motor off, like from the LGX Lite, to access all the screws, but that's like nothing compared to what we had to do before.
And actually, I tried this morning. If you use one of those hex keys you can use in an angle, it works perfectly well without removing the motor.
Even better.
Nice. So like the ball head Allen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Cool.
My buddies from work are here. Hi, Grześ. You're not missing much. It's a lot of shame. With a broken live stream. Cable guides. There's a lot of stuff that's not released yet, like the fly thing from I forgot whom. Mellow. Yeah. So the tool board.
It's working super well for me right now. So
yeah. Same for me.
Yeah. And the mount, like the support backplate you made, is perfectly rigid as well. Supports the USB cable very nicely. So I have no complaints about that one. But there's, of course, right now there's only a backplate for the 42. 36 still needs some work. But yeah.
I don't know. I hear a lot of static noise. If it's only here, or
yeah, I'm trying to see what's that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't hear anything.
I think it's from your side.
I think it's you. Yeah.
Like might be.
Yeah, it sounds
hold
like a fly or a big one or something.
hold on. I'm gonna mute myself because this is gonna
I
be
think
loud.
now it's my turn to get audio problems, isn't it?
Yeah, that fixed it. LJ8 probe with proper support for the short ones, that the PF probe, right? That's
Yeah,
better now.
Super Pinder style.
Yeah, those look. I'm gonna increase the gain again. Looks like the the short probes are going to be, the short probes are supported as well better now. It's like clicky probe. I'll add that as well soon. You can adjust the probe more easily now with the screw from here. You'll be the judge of if it's good or not. I hope it will be enough. It works just fine. It's just hard to put the nut over there for the hex nut version. The 12mm one, the BL Touch one, which is, it looks messed up over here, but it's just the model. Probably I probably had some older model for an older BL Touch. Sorry. Cooling inlets. This was also something, right? So
This is a big one for me personally. I think it's awesome.
so this is the best one, the most important one. The single 5015. Like you can benchy all night with those, with these ones. But this is they will say you shouldn't use that, right? But if you only have that one 5015 fan, you can use it with EVA free as well. This is not to leave anyone behind. You have the dual one, which you can put also post build on the core of the EVA free, and you have the 40mm fan one inlet over here, and there are like rules for that fan. Needs to be an appropriate fan, right? I guess I'll shut up and let you talk about it.
Yeah, so naturally, I'm the most excited by the 4028 native support now.
Yeah, I'm excited as well.
Yeah, those are just very nice. Even at lower speeds, they're super quiet and they're just a lot more reliable. And they provide a metric S-ton of airflow if you want them to. So yesterday I did a 10-minute benchy in PLA with zero cooling issues, and today Mark did a 8-minute one. Wasn't it 8 minutes?
8 minute 40, so almost 9.
Yeah. It works incredibly well, and it works for low speed printing as well. They go really low in RPM, so yeah, I'm excited about those. We kind of found out that the Sanyos were better than the Deltas because they are much quicker at reacting to speed changes.
Yeah, I think that we will just publish something
Yeah,
comparing
we'll
those as a guide or something.
yeah, we'll put some notes somewhere. But yeah, this is super awesome, and the dual 5015 is going to be great for a lot of people too. So yeah, that's awesome, and you can just change between them with like 2 screws. It's really great.
Yeah, it's really easy to swap those because it's in a separate part, and it's, as Mikkel said, 2 screws, and it's like, I don't know, 1 minute of work.
Yeah, it is nice.
I heard about a lot of things when it comes to CFD, right? Computational fluid dynamics, and like
Yeah, we went a little bit on that.
Static pressure, and for me, a fan goes brr, or shouldn't go brr. and that's my only requirement. So yeah, they pushed all the cooling to be as great as it apparently is, and we have benches to prove it, right? Yeah, and the cross section is as big as the monster super sniffles. I cannot remember the names of all that stuff.
It's almost as big. I believe that's a little bit bigger, but the ducting itself is a little more conducive, I think, to the airflow and pressure we got to deal with. I think it's performance-wise, it's hard to tell, but I think it might actually outperform it. But that's it's hard to say yet. I haven't done any direct comparisons, but it works very well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to say to it when we go to the ducts. What are the basic thoughts behind it and why it's
Yeah.
different than it was before? But generally, I think we also not reached the end yet on optimization. So
Yeah,
we are
that's going to be
already
a lot
at a
of
really
work.
good state, I think, but there's still more room for improvement. And I think we will see a lot of user mods as well, playing with some concepts, and there will be a lot of to be gained.
Yeah, definitely. We've tried some really funky things already. We'll get to that
Yeah.
later.
The shrouds. Oh, the shrouds.
Controversial topic.
Yeah, because here taste and artistic stuff comes in, and we're software developers. Um, and yeah, so there's going to be a bunch of them probably. This is the small one, which I completely hate, but some like. I made like a super featured one over here. You can print one layer in green. You have a green strip over here. I have one like that behind me mounted, so I won't show you. But yeah, but it's like this one. I don't like this one either anymore. I think my favorite was this one, but you might see a complete wipe and I might redo them completely. I don't know. Those are just shrouds. Don't get attached, please. And the whole thing looks like this if OnShape actually loads it. Let's maybe refresh. Yep, and the whole thing looks like this. So, as described and promised, you have, like for example, the orbiter. You just put it on top. It is mounted way stronger than it was before, right? Because there was a history of an orbiter ripping itself while climbing on the filament, and
Yeah.
ripped itself up.
There's no flexing anymore.
There's
Zero flex. I really tried it with. Actually, I put a lever on it and tried to flex it.
Very nice. Stress testing.
Yeah, I broke the plastic at some point, but it didn't flex.
Yeah, it's really it's solid now. That's,
not
that's
going
awesome.
anywhere. Yeah, you can change the horrent without changing the probe and its position, right? You kind of don't know where the nozzle will land because different horrent, different tightening, a lot of things can happen, but it is there's more of a chance, at least. Let's take a look at the horrent block. Yeah, you can see it uses 4 of the 6 holes over here. There's always an extra pair because some of them are higher, like the Rapido I think is higher. So yeah, but just the 4 screws, like here and here. Yeah, and I'm running out of things to talk. The volcano duct is huge.
Yeah.
I think we can talk a little bit about the ducts.
Please
Yeah.
do, because I have
Yeah.
no idea what to say about it.
Yeah, the first thing you will notice is it's no triple duct now. It's dual. And the basic idea behind it is that it's really hard to balance a triple duct in cooling front to back. And every time you find a balance and some boundary condition changes, like only the speed on which your fan goes, the balance will be lost. So we need a system that is really robust in terms of it behaves the same for really different situations. From fast accelerations of the printhead, for different shapes we print, and also for different static pressures from behind, because the static pressure is really different for the volcano duct and the non-volcano duct, for example. And so we decided to go back to dual ducts because they basically allow to get an even cooling. But of course, there's one issue. When we push the air forward, all the air gets pushed forward. And what we did now is to have two separate, I forgot the paths, travel paths for each duct. There are two. Help me out with the word, Mikkel.
Yeah, well, we called it fins, right? So it's
we put a fin in the middle.
Yeah.
So we have two separate streams in each side of the duct that we can handle. Yeah. And what we're trying to achieve is, it's always a trade-off between static pressure and how laminar can we get the flow. And when you remove all static pressure, you won't get laminar flow anymore. And then we have a lot of input variables like the roughness of the surface and stuff, which is bad to have as influencing parameters, because then we are out of control how it will work on a user's side. So we added those fins, and we did something. We let the two streams interact at some point. So we open those fins up in a specific way.
Maybe, Paul, if you can switch to a volcano hot end.
Yeah, that would.
Or the volcano hot end, the volcano duct in particular, because that's the one with the dual fin stuff. Because we needed it for that one when we tested the first iterations of the volcano duct. It was very front-focused cooling.
Yes.
So we had to do something to get it to cool the back of parts as well. And yeah, you go ahead on that one, Mark, because that's your area.
Yeah, sorry, no, but Mikkel did the work, to be honest. I just always gave some thoughts, and he implemented it. So the thing is, when we talk about cooling, we need to think what cooling actually is. And cooling is not hitting air against something, but it's drag air away. We need to drag the heat away.
So to interrupt here a bit, Paul, something's wrong with that one. It's missing the front fin.
Yeah.
We'll fix that later.
Okay.
So it's mostly for demonstration purposes, but yeah.
Okay. So we have this fin going around, and we actually use a different concept of cooling for front and back side of the print, which is pretty insane to some degree, but I think we managed to balance it really well. And those two streams, they interact in a way that we create on purpose triple lenses, and then we go back to laminar flow, which makes it basically impossible to do good computational fluid dynamics on it, because the system is just not. It's not like putting it in a software, clicking a few buttons, and then you get results you can rely on. It's just no solver. The solver does works with this situation, so you would need to change solvers for different areas of the duct, and it's insane. So
this is where it helps having a physicist.
So we basically winged it with basic principles, and I think it worked out well. And the front air still gets pushed to the front a lot, and the back air a little bit, but it dissipates in other directions as well. I think that's basically what.
Yeah, it's basically what it does. It evens out the cooling a lot. The volcano the volcano duct performs really well right now because of that principle. So we're probably going to iterate a bit on them, and I can see something is a little bit borked right now, so we'll have to fix that too. But it's printed and it's working.
Yeah, it's exactly, and I think it's also really robust in terms of printing quality, wires, and all those kind of things.
Yeah,
I tried different layer heights and stuff, and it seemed to perform similar.
Yeah. Let's see. I saw some people asking about clicky. I guess that's the same about Euclid. I don't know, Paul. Do I have any plans about adding native EVA support for clicky and Euclid, or will that have to be mods?
I think we can add them. There's not much decision making when we're talking about the you know, all the um, components that are not being dependent on by any other component. So like the probe, we can do
Yeah,
that.
it's
There's not like much thinking I need to do if I wanna promise to maintain it later on. So yeah, I guess we can do it. Especially that the, and I'm sorry, kind person, I forgot your name. We talked about with the creator of the Euclid probe. Um, we the what he did, I helped him did the other one for EVA 2. He just took it to maintain it on his own, I guess. So I think we can do it again for this one. There was just no time.
yeah. But yeah, it's an easy mod to do as well. So
Yeah, I think it's not that hard. It's just, of course, Pavel has to maintain a lot of different things. So when he changes stuff, he has to go through every part, and every part that is added is a lot of additional work, of course, in some.
So this one is, I'm not sure if I ever said that today. Probably would, if not for all of the issues. I'm going to be very apologetic about it. So, sorry again, but this is really a release candidate. It's not like a full-fledged release. So expect things to or give it room to shift. For me, it's important to have this base released, because if not, it like 2 weeks ago, it was 2 weeks ago, I redid everything.
yeah,
So I'm working on. I opened the CAD document on December, I think, and started actually putting my thoughts into CAD. But I'm thinking about like the things that I want the hot end to work like that, and the drive to be able to be attached. That I wanted on April last year. So EVA 3, you can say it's almost over a year old right now, at least as an idea. So I kind of maybe I'm rushing it, but I kind of want the base to be out the door, and then we can do like a 2.1, 3.1 release that will be all about cooling, improvements for the cooling, so we can focus directly on cooling. Then we can like hot ends and drives. That's easy. I can do that like a one per week. Just not the next 2 weeks, because I'm probably going to have to disappear for the next 2 weeks due to some day job stuff. But yeah, it should be easier to work incrementally, because not everything is so tied up to each other anymore. Like for the like on EVA 2 with Rapido, right? I added Rapido. It was such a pain to put the probe. I'm sure you remember, right? There's like the bottom hole for the probe had to be very very low, and it was like on the edge of the part, really. So those things are now addressed. It should be that much easier, also for me to maintain it. I
yeah,
I will take a break from it. I promise. I promise to myself. But thank you.
yeah.
Uh,
There was a question about why no full 360 duct, because it's very hard to control. It doesn't work well. I don't think I've ever seen one that worked like particularly well.
Yeah, you have to imagine what you're doing. You're pushing air from all sides, and where does the air escape? That depends a lot on the printed geometry, and that's something you don't want to have. And the other thing is you have to redirect a stream 180 degrees, basically. And it's almost borderline impossible to do that in a way. It has to be fully laminar to be able to have the same balance between front and back, because you need more pressure to the backside, of course, and you can only balance it through different velocities of the air when it's completely laminar. But if it's completely laminar, it won't cool well. So it's basically impossible to get this done. And the other thing is when we split the in so many ways for so many directions, the shape of the air pushing in is really important. And I by accident actually I wanted to compare some fans, and I did like a cross section of the velocity by accident, and it looks really different for two fans which have basically the same spec sheets. The shape was completely different, and something like that would completely throw off a 360 duct.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, shit's complicated. Sorry
Yeah.
for swearing.
Yeah, we did what, I guess.
I don't think we care that much. We're not monetized.
That's true. So I can swear all I want. Anyways, I see there's an annex crew here because someone mentioned Quick Draw, which is of course yet another clicky Euclid, these kind of detachable probes.
Yeah, also kind of hot topic.
Oh yeah. Actually, I'm running Euclid right now, and I actually really like it. It's cool. It is cool.
Yeah, if there's like things for me to test, if you have like easy access to a part like that, I'm using all the PayPal. Thank you, by the way. I received just before the announcement, I received a bunch of donations on PayPal for just for doing this. But yeah, I use that money to buy stuff like that. So if you have like deals or something, or you know a guy who can make it, you know, cheaper, so I can use less of your money, then that would be nice to have, of course. So we'll send it my way if you have like links to those parts or anything like that. And so I'm not looking at the camera. I'm really trying to read chat. Is EVA RatRig only or adaptable to other printers?
It's already adapted to different printers.
Yes, someone already said, Mech, I just finished a Havort port for the EVA back to 0. Yeah, sorry. Sorry about that. Don't jump into it. Like, look, if you're, I mean, EVA 3. If you're on EVA 2 and you're happy with it, don't like feel like you're missing out. Maybe you are, but you are, especially on the cooling. I was thinking about it, right? There's not like much features added with it except for cooling, so that kind of dawned upon me that there's much more cooling. But yeah, if you want to switch easier, those are probably the big three improvements of the version 3. And then EVA is not RatRig only. In fact, there are other companies trying to license it. That's also a hot topic, probably. Yeah. Non-commercial for EVA 3. And I guess that's also probably a Discord topic. But there's not like anything wrong is happening, or I don't want to feel, because last time I was addressing the license thing, a bunch of people. There was like 10 people thinking that I was addressing it directly to them. So no, because 10 people felt that. So don't worry if you're like choked at this point. Don't worry. There's not like anything bad is happening. All that trademark stuff that happened a few months ago, right? People just are moving to non-commercial. I'm doing the same thing. I want the control of this work, and I'm paying the Onshape license right now. Please help me.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah, $3 per month, I guess.
Yeah, and they say they like explain that if there's any commercial gain, if there's monetary exchange, it's commercial use, so you need a commercial license. And I'm kind of doing the same thing. And I said I won't go into it, but yeah, but there are already people lined up to pay for it. or are paying for it. So yeah, I won't ask for much, I guess, but it needs to be. I need to justify the work, I guess, in some way.
Yeah, and I mean, for open source projects like Voron, Annex stuff, keyboard, what have we? There's of course no issue because it's not commercial. It's as long as it's not commercial, you can put it on any printer, right?
Oh yeah, just don't buy yourself a golden chopper for it. For that, whatever you do for your hobby, or whatever, or if you're printing the parts for a body, and he's reimbursing you for the filament, like I couldn't care less or be able to tell, but or I do care. Do it.
Yeah.
Convince your buddies. It's awesome, and let's do more 3D printing stuff. But what am I going with it? Yeah, use it. Please use it. And if you need to talk about it, come talk to me. That would be the best way to figure something out.
People keep mentioning nozzle LEDs.
Nozzle LED. Oh yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
those things in the shroud, I kinda tried. I didn't get there. So all the renders that I do, I kinda they light up so nicely when they are there. So I kind of wanted to fit some small LEDs over here, somewhere over here in the shrouds. If it's possible, I cannot tell you yet. Um,
It should be enough space. It's basically just a question how you want to route the cables.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there, I think I left some space over here around the fan, so you should be able to fit the wires. I'm not sure how hot can it be, if you should hot glue it to a PDG part, probably not, but I don't know. I don't know how to mount them. Did not have that experience yet. But I would like to see people try. And I saw an LED, I think, because this was supposed to be the upside down Atari logo, someone called it. Probably that's why it was in my brain, because my dad is a huge Amiga fan. Yeah, light this up, post pictures. I really want to see.
Yeah, people keep asking for weight as well.
Yeah.
And the answer is it's heavier than, oh, Mikkel, your camera is too hot.
Oh no.
And that's probably your fault.
Yeah.
No. Oh well, there's a first for everything.
Yeah.
Audio, video, and now my ESP
Let it
needs
cool
to
down a bit.
my ESP needs to fail right now, and we'll have the full stream experience.
It's been running for 2 hours, so
We talked too long beforehand, I guess.
yeah.
Mikkel is too hot. Exactly what I meant. Thank you.
Yeah, right.
About Mark, you said asking about what?
About weight, like how many grams, and it's increased weight than to before. I did just a comparison by holding both, but you have to think about how much the plastic actually makes of the whole hot end, and it's not doing a lot.
Yeah, it's probably not doing a lot. There's more perimeters for sure, because there's more modularity, right? So the top and the drive parts are separated, so there's a perimeter between them and the front. There are probably considerably bigger, but it's probably a drop in the ocean of the overall weight of it. But I don't have the data.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's too much to be concerned about. If it's like 10 grams heavier than the old one, it doesn't really matter in the end.
I mean, I did comparison on input shaper on the Minion, which I guess is the printer where you would see the most, because there's nothing else moving than the printhead and the carriage. And I mean, I built it like a couple of times, and sometimes input shaper was a little bit better than before. The other times it was a little bit worse. It's basically the same. It depends on the belt tension, so it's hard to reproduce exactly, but it's not that you can see a difference. And I printed out of the box with a stock Minion and stock EVA 3 with a 48 on an 8-minute 40 benchy, which should tell you it's working.
Yep.
I don't even use the bigger steppers. I stayed with the 40mm one, so it's and 24 volt. Nothing is modded.
Yeah. So, and that one was pretty too, by the way.
Yeah, it looked really good. I mean, I think if we look back a couple of years ago, we would have been happy to get such a benchy at all.
Yeah.
It took 5 hours. It took 5 hours.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm such a pro 3D printer that I'm happy when a benchy even completes if it's a 30-minute benchy.
I think when I built the minion, and I actually built the first commercial kit minion that was around. The very first print I did was a benchy, and I accidentally pushed out an 18-minute one at the first print. So I don't know when I did a 30-minute benchy last time.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too.
Yeah, for you as well. I mean, especially for you.
Yeah, a lot of fun jokes about my camera. Yeah, I was using a DSLR, and that one did not like being where it is.
There's
Without the Argo.
There's an idea Smaka 4028 on it.
Yeah, there you go. Just give me like 5 hours to wire it. And, yeah.
Actually wondering what's 5 volt on the camera battery or 9 volt?
I didn't. Hold on. It's 8.4. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I think we lost track. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Everything. I hope. Yeah, you'll see a few to-dos when I publish it. Like I said, yeah, don't. The parts should be stable. Everything around it is probably not, because it's a lot of work even to generate all this. There's so much code involved in me being able to even release it, because those many parts times 2 for hit inserts, bloody hit inserts, would be, yeah, like clicking, exporting from Onshape, you all probably know. Will it work with ASA filament? Right now it should, right? Because of hit inserts. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
major
it works
reason.
perfectly.
Yeah, that's a major reason it was added.
Yeah. So
It's ABS and ASA.
for PETG, if you don't care, hex nuts are perfectly fine. There is like not everybody likes it, or they fall off, or there's stuff like that. It's I would say it's manageable, or at least I'm used to it. If not hit inserts, and there's probably like 50 of them. If you buy hit inserts, buy more. And like I warn you, 300 is not a huge bag. Don't blame the Chinese. It's like 300 is 6 EVAs worth, right? It's like 45 hit inserts or hex nuts for each EVA, so it's, yeah, it's a lot. Everything should be explained over here in the getting started page, and then you have the, I hope, nice hit insert and hex nuts separation over here. So if you're in one category, those should be the same from here to here, but you will have the specific components over here, and you just click to download the STL, or go to GitHub, and there is a STL directory, and you can like pull the whole thing there with a bunch of Python code, but just ignore it. Just look at the STL directory over there. Easy reuse hit inserts. Yeah, it kind of bothers me when I'm throwing away broken parts that I can't throw them out to the plastic bin. But I guess it is what it is. Maybe I'll melt them and take them out or something. I don't know.
It's actually easy to remove them. It's just I did reuse them in the past as well. You just need a really cheap tip that goes when you push it in and pull it out.
Yeah.
What is maybe worth to mention, and it's shown on the picture all the time, is that the acceleration sensor now has a mount as well.
Oh yeah. Well, we had the queen shroud before, but now it's
Yeah, right.
directly on the main body, which should be better. I haven't used that one yet myself because I've been running the tool board. So
I did use it on the minion. On the minion, I don't use the toolboard, but yeah, I actually pushed heat inserts inside, although the holes are not dimensioned for that, but it still works.
yeah. Um, I saw something else. What was it? I lost it.
I'm fixing Mikkel. Give me a moment. Oh no, I
You're
can't.
fixing me.
No,
You
no.
can't. No.
I
just need.
I tried to move your your GitHub picture.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna turn on the camera again in just a second. I'm just giving it some time to cool off. But yeah.
No worries.
Can we share pictures now? Is the question. Which
Also,
picture?
when will you release it? That's also.
Oh, yeah.
Release EVA? 15,
Yeah.
15, 30 minutes after this. I have the git push command typed in the terminal, so I'll push it. I need to build the docs, publish the docs, so it's going to be on the main page. If you need to go back to the older page, there's going to be a tag over there. The documentation will not be there anymore. If people will really nag about having the old documentation, I will deploy it on old EVA page or something like that. So just let me know. Can we share pictures of EVA? If it's only EVA, sure. Please do. Yeah, there's a very important. Yeah, please share unless they're purple. Don't do purple. They're not compatible with purple.
Or any color which represents any other company of 3D printing. Basically any color by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big no from Vector.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, sorry,
black parts are the strongest, but green are the fastest. So you know, with EVA is like a balance, right? They also taste great, so not like purple, yuck.
I printed one in transparent PC. That's
It's no colors. Oh, sorry, it's all colors.
Yeah.
well,
It's almost white. It's fine.
yeah. Okay, no, let's not get into that.
Why not? Why not purple? You need to check Vector 3D streams when he was building v-minion. I'm constantly harassing him for his color scheme, that it's not black on green, which is the only appropriate one. Okay, Mikkel, because yeah, I want to express my joy of using RatOS. You probably saw some of you might saw some apprentices stream when I like a giveaway stream when I popped up kind of by surprise over there. And yeah, he was like, show us Clipper, and I'm like, okay. I really enjoyed doing that because Mikkel was nagging, use the newer thing, and I'm like, nope, and I'm using like a 0.1 pre-alpha RatOS vCore OS version on my vCore, and never switched because it worked. And now I used RatOS 1.2 for the first time with the hotspot configuration. I'm still, and I'm not even trying to be nice. I don't need to be nice to Mikkel, I don't think, at this point. It is like the documentation, like everything. The first time I had to set up Clipper and to learn all that, that took like, I don't know, 3 weeks. I was trying to do that on a Purusha clone or something like that. And this thing right now with the hotspot thing especially, it was a bliss. I'm still a bit excited about it. And even the input shaping thingy works well, less is like more quiet. I don't know if that's like, yeah.
That should be mechanical, but yeah.
Or yeah, or maybe that's the other thing.
Yes, so yes.
That's going to be exciting as well. Green vector, yeah, you should get some green ABS. So yeah, RatOS, anything new aside of that, or anything you want to share?
Yeah. So yeah, I just launched 1.2 last week, I think it was. With the hotspot, if you don't pre-configure your Wi-Fi, and a lot of people had issues with the VPA, supplicant to text syntax, which I don't blame them for. So now if you just flash RatOS and pub power into your Raspberry Pi, it'll host a hotspot that you can connect to with your phone or your laptop. And then you can set up the Wi-Fi connection through a web interface, which I'm calling the RatOS configurator. In 2.0, which is still pretty far out, there's going to be a lot more inside that interface. It'll help you flash your MCU. It'll help you configure your printer, and it will be a lot different than it is today. Everything will be done through a wizard, basically. So that's going to be the big one in the future. It's going to take a while yet. But before that, there's 1.3. And I already have a bunch of things in that's going to be pretty exciting. I changed the whole homing setup. I unified the sensorless homing and the physical end stops and regular probes, stowable probes like the Euclid and the clicky and the quick draw and all those. So now you don't have to, if you're using sensorless homing, you don't have to disable your physical end stops and all these common things. It's much easier to work with now, and it's all one big homing override, taking care of everything, so everything acts the same. That's a big one, and I'm thinking that toolbar support might be coming in 1.32. And we have a couple of boards coming as well. So that's going to be nice, but it's probably going to take a month's time or something. So yeah, that's the quick update on my front.
Okay.
And thanks to everybody for contributing and donating, and that it's been awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a big step up for me with the new RatOS as well, because I'm really used to doing my own configs and all that kind of stuff. I'm usually reluctant to use something pre-made, but for the last couple of printers, I just put in the SD card and called it a day, and it's really awesome to not lose as much time.
That makes me so happy. Thank you, guys.
And I take pride in being able to say that when I say that I don't have time for something, I really don't. It's not like I'm wasting too much time on Netflix or something like that. That's one of my personal mainly I work too much, but so I don't procrastinate much. But when I build a printer, the mechanical part I do quickly. The wiring, that takes way too much work. Like it's, let's say, the same amount of work as doing the frame, but it takes me 3 times more amount of time to finish. And then I was also always dreading the software part, that I'm going to misconfigure something, that it's going to go, the motors are going to go the wrong way, and figure it out on Core XY. It was also one of the things to procrastinate about. You know what thank you. And and now that goes away. So now pre-made wires would be nice. Pre-made lengths. Or like one connector, one
Yeah.
figure it out, board people, board
Yeah.
manufacturers.
Yeah.
One connector, like, so I can like click it and it would work.
Yeah, but basically toolboards already help. It's like a third of the crimping you do with those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps. It helps a bit. Yeah.
So you have like
Um,
power and USB-C, right, to your EVA 3 on
Well,
that.
that's another thing that I might mention. When toolboard support is coming to RatOS, it's gonna be via USB. No CAN. CAN is stupid. I hate CAN. CAN it's slower and it uses more resources and it's too complicated to set up for people. USB just works with a proper USB cable, and you can flash it automatically. This is important for me because we already see it with the DSKR2 and the Minion. I hate there wasn't a better board available for that one at the time, but as soon as Clipper makes changes to the microcontroller code and people's boards, it needs to be flashed and they get the error. They go like they spam the RatOS support channel with the same error message. Like it's I just want that to work. That should just happen automatically. And I see your frowny face there, Adam. USB is better than CAN. Let me just say it out right now. It's better. It's less wires. It's faster. It doesn't use as much resources, and you can actually flash your MCU without having to do any dumb shit. So yeah, it is just better. I know there's CAN flashing coming to Clipper in the future, but it's still I wouldn't do it.
Trash can.
Yeah, yeah. It makes sense if you have a lot of native CAN supporting stuff, but yes, stick it in cars and forget about it.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing CAN is really good for is multi-master modes, and you
Yeah.
don't need that in Clipper. And
We
that's
don't need that.
it's just designed for different use case, to be honest.
I'm-
And it really has its place there. It's. I mean, you wouldn't want to build a car on single master mode.
Oh
That'd
no.
be insane.
I would.
No, when you need redundant systems and you need all that, it makes a lot of sense for specific use cases. But
Yes, but
Not
for
really
us,
for
when
this.
the Raspberry Pi fails in Clipper, your printer fails anyway. So
yeah,
why would you want to keep other communication alive in that case?
Is it like less crimping? I'm the advocate for the normies, always.
Yeah.
You would need to crimp RJ11 probably, right? And have the crimping
Yeah.
tool
I believe it's
For-
RJ11. Yeah.
for a can, or you can purchase one from your local electronics store, a USB-C cable.
John, every toolboard that's supported by Clipper right now has a USB-C interface. So yeah,
I mean, it doesn't stop you from using a CAN board if you want to.
yeah,
That
you
does
can
not
still do
prevent
it.
anything you would do with a non-RatOS installation of Clipper.
Exactly. It'll just with the USB, it will just kind of work out of the box like the other boards will. If you want to do CAN, you can still do it. You'll just have to do it yourself.
And we're looking at Mellow SH
Fly SHT. Yeah.
SHT.
It's a little bit
We get
unfortunate
flagged.
name.
If we name it.
Oh shit! Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm slow like that.
It's actually, if you just Google it without Mellow, it's impossible to find.
Yeah, it's really hard to find.
Okay. I guess we can only drag it out at this point, and there's still a few things we need to do, right? Like the fix that one horn duct fan part, not fun part.
But it's just importing the other one.
Yeah, probably. I probably messed something up. So I'll do that, recreate the docs, push it so you can look at it, not through this broken stream. I apologize once more. It was a huge day and we broke it with something. I broke it with something stupid as audio. A lot of views, a lot of likes. You already probably know it's not your regular content YouTube channel. It's just for this release announcements, but thank you either way for sticking for so long. And I guess expect an announcement on Discord when I'm done with the deployment. It has to recache and does stuff like GitHub pages needs to do some things, so it will take a hot minute. Talk about belt lengths. Yeah, I think I did, but mention it. But yeah, if you did cut your belts to like not too short, but short, very short on your EVA carriage, on your V-core, for example, then those will likely be too short for EVA 3.
Yeah. Like you need 2 centimeters extra or something. It's not a lot, but
yeah. So I hope that's not a lot of. I hope it's not a lot of money, but there was no way we could sacrifice this mounting mechanism for it. So for those few extra centimeters, so I probably the best. I don't know. I'm guessing that the best place is to get it from Ratrick to get those belts. I hope.
Yeah, get Gates belts if you want.
Or gate bells.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is basically go EVA 3 when you're doing maintenance anyway. It's not really a good reason to go to EVA 3 when there's nothing changing on your printer. Just to go to the new EVA. If you don't want a 4028 fan or are working on the hot end printhead anyway, and that's always a good time to change belts, in my opinion. Because those belts are like 2,000 hours in, they start wearing for me. And I run lower tension than a lot of people who wear them much faster.
If you're happy with your printer as it is, don't spend more money on it. Plan an update when you're on, planning a PTO or something like that, and then play around with it. But yeah, I wouldn't want anyone to spend too much money on that if you don't feel you need to. You're not missing out, unless you want to, cooling improvements, or you want to change it more often.
Yeah.
Not sure if EVA 2.5 or 6 will happen, or if I will release something over there. I'm not sure if there's much sense or anything that would be lined up for that release to maintain EVA 2. I wouldn't want to say it's dead at this point, but yeah, I don't know what I want to add. So that might be one reason, right? If there is a brand new hot end, it will probably just go straight to EVA 3, not on EVA 2, because I am just unable to maintain them both.
Yeah, people ask about belt paths. The paths are the same. They are defined by the printers, basically.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it's a major update, but there was a huge. It was a piece of work to make it compatible, but you don't have to like change the XY jointers on joiners. I don't remember how I called them. Those parts. It's everything is the belt relative path of the belts relative to the carriage is the same, so you don't have to change that. Just the end stop just couldn't figure that out. It's a bit higher, but you just need an end stop block or a strategically placed screw in a appropriate place for the end stop lever to hit something, or just sensorless, and you're kind of set.
Or just hot glue something to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would.
You just need something to bump on. It's
somebody's asking. He just ordered a v-core 3 and it shipped 2 days ago. If he can print the EVA 3 now, he can. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If it's hot and next 2 days support it, right? If not, it will be soon, probably.
Yes.
Despite the one.
Yes, despite that one thing. Yeah.
Which will just appear. Contrib is probably one thing we should also mention, right? There's no one unless someone wants to. I don't know.
Not me.
But it's it's like everybody wants to, and then they're more involved, and there's no time for it. So maybe we'll just end up on printables.com, or if that's the fancy new thing, right?
I would have hoped they made some groups or something to organize stuff, but it's still really good. So use Prusa's printables.
Yeah, so maybe it will go there. Length, size, heat inserts. You probably can. Can you repeat, Mikkel? Which ones?
4.6 by 4. So 4 length and 4.6 in outer diameter. You can use up to 5 millimeters outer diameter. It'll all work.
And longer lengths for most places but a few. So if you have some
Yeah.
old ones lying around, you can
You can
still
use
use
longer
them.
ones as well, yeah.
Yes.
But 4 will fit everywhere.
Yes.
You're probably fine with longer ones, yeah. The only place is probably the hot end mounts where they will stick out too much on the into the air chamber, if I can call it like that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't do much, I
Yeah.
think, to be
No, I
honest.
don't think it's an issue.
I have too long screws sometimes, and they just stick in as well.
Yeah, it's fine.
yeah,
It's
good,
okay. It's not
good,
too
good enough. That's
Yeah, good
No,
enough.
Yeah.
where it matters is the cable management thing here in the back, because you can't push it together, the hook
Ah.
that's holding it.
Right.
yeah.
Yep, that's important.
So yeah, use best judgment. The print orientation not there. It's going to have to be like a post, I don't know, STL rotation code thingy that will figure it out for me, because it's just, I don't know if it's easier in other software, but in Onshape it's super difficult and super intrusive to the workflow to rotate the part if it's not started the right way. And I don't know if it started the right way. I only know which, it's I'm not that good in CAD to be able to figure out the orientation from the start of creating the part. So they export as they are created, and so yeah, print orientation is not there. I know a lot of you complained about it. Sorry, but just the rule is find a flat surface and print on it. If you need supports, you're probably doing something wrong. No EVA part needs supports.
Maybe you can do one plate where they are like a screenshot of one plate, like it exists for the Recore or something like that.
I will
Yeah,
at some.
and 2.4.
Yeah, I will at some point. Just probably not tonight.
Yeah, of course not.
Anything else I'm forgetting? Probably 30 stuff, but 30 items, but
Yeah,
you know,
we'll
you know how it
figure
is.
out later.
Yeah. See you in a broken stream tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a
Thank you.
question about belt tension, which I don't really get, because belt tension depends on the printer, not on the print head. So it's really hard to answer.
Yeah.
If you want a tip, less than most people think, is my opinion.
Yeah.
Belt
That's a good
tension
starting point. Less than you think.
less than you think. Which was, and I'm not. They are. They can talk about two blanks. The same story. They should be there. I'll check. It's described how it works over here. But first, the belt tension thing. What they just said, like less is probably enough. Less than you think. That was proving true for me, at least. So I did over tension my printers by a lot initially, and I measured with the audio thingy on my phone, which apparently is also not great. It's good for equal tension, right? That's what you tried to explain to me for the tic tac
Yeah.
brain. Yeah.
Kind of. Still very, very error prone. But
Still
Yeah,
error prone.
but
Okay.
You
Let's
can get it
don't-
somewhere in the range of
Yeah.
almost equal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what I do, for lack of a better, idea or understanding. But and the hertz thing is like it depends on so many things that you kind of cannot or should not guess it, right?
Yeah, I think we shouldn't go too much into it, especially with its controversy around it, because I think there are a lot of different opinions on this topic.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna end up pissing someone off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
My-
Was not
Let's call it my personal opinion on this topic. And
okay.
It's
Was
kind of educated opinion on it is that it does not really work.
okay. So yeah, wasn't my didn't wanna step on anyone's toes. So yeah, it works for me, right? I just tension it and try to keep it equal, but you can do some clamping on the front and then do all that stuff. So try not to over tension. Make a video. Try not to over tension. Just if you
You don't need clamping or anything. You can just move your whole X carriage to the front of the not X gantry to the
Mhm.
front of your printer, and then you can tap the XY joiners, like just squeeze them together, the joiners and the corners. And if you feel any play, you can just adjust the tension until it's gone from both sides, and then you have a square gantry and a somewhat evenly tensioned belt, depending on if they're the same length and all this. But it's square and it's fine. If you want it better than that, you can use an ADXL to analyze the tension, and you can try to match up the peaks and stuff.
Yes.
I
There was
can.
actually a user who did a load cell implementation as well, which is an interesting
Oh
way.
yeah. So that was pretty cool. Yeah,
But
actually measuring the force.
yeah, it still requires the exact same length of both belts. If one is a tooth longer, input shaping won't work the same way at
Yeah.
same tension. That's actually in the end you want to work the input shaper to work as good as it can. So it's probably best to just look at the peaks. And
Yeah.
you can define the axis in a core XY. There's 1 1 and I think -1 1 or something like that for the axis. So you can measure on the single motors, or you just use the X measurement and see if you get 1 or 2 peaks in the middle.
I can get very controversial because I'm going to use the word religion right now. Don't treat anything as religion would be my advice, right? If
Sure.
it's if they're saying one thing, someone else is saying a different thing, choose that's more the best for you. Choose from. You have more to choose from, and yeah, and choose
just
choose the
don't
It's
one.
go
not
too
stupid
fast.
if it works, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PTFE.
RatOS. Sorry.
One moment. PTFE. Same story as on EVA 2. So you
yeah.
sum up the what's in the bill of materials for the hot end with the one on the drive. Don't cut in two pieces. That's you need to sum it as a one piece, and that's your tube length. From the CAD, it will differ slightly, but that's at least a good starting point. And it's easier because you can shove it all the way in the hot end, mount it in the universal front, and then just try with the drive over and over and cut by 1 millimeter until
Yeah,
you're good.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, actually, me too.
I'm not checking those measurements. I'm just doing what I just described. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
I actually didn't know I have to add them up. I one time read one on a hot end and it was completely off, and then I was like, okay, I can wing it.
yeah.
I'll add a script for the ADXL 345 belt tensioning stuff in RatOS. I actually have it. I just never published it for I don't know. I think bad reasons. Procrastination. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. A lot of thank yous. Thank you for listening, for staying. I'm sure your fingers hurt from adjusting the volume all the time. Yeah, this PC is long due for being cleaned out, cleaned of tea stains and on the case, and also for a system reinstall. So I'll do that probably next week. And then a lot of stuff will break. That's going to be fun, and I'll need to figure out where everything else is.
Yeah, we lose contact to Pavel for a few weeks.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to be quite quiet for the next 2 weeks or so, but I will try to gather all the stuff. I don't know if there's going to be someone willing to help me and list all the moderate and list all the issues for triage, and to plan them for which release is going to be what should be addressed. But yeah, we'll figure it out as we go, as usual, really. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
I'm
Thank you.
starting to wave.
Yeah. Thanks for having
Bye,
me,
guys.
Thank you, guys. And we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Goodbye. end stream, but they probably can still hear end stream.